Good morning. I see the comments coming in. Hi there. I'm afraid to flip my camera, so hopefully I won't make anyone seasick. Good morning. I see Laura and Kathy and Mazem and Michelina. It's about as festive as it gets around here, Mazem. I was going to make my cup of tea, and I hadn't been able to, I don't know, just wasn't feeling it, to pull out the Christmas mugs. But there's two of these with different sort of antique Santa scenes with woodland creatures all around that my sister gave me years and years ago. I think I'm at every year, usually like the day after Thanksgiving, and stay through at least Boxing Day. But this year they didn't want to come out, and this morning it was like, oh, they need to come out. So festive. Oh, and I guess the other thing I can share with you that does come out, this is a more recent 5 years maybe, I'm not sure. And I'm going to share from this a little bit more, so I'll give you some context. The paper cut artist Anna Bronis, this is her advent calendar, and again, I'm super afraid to flip the camera, so I'm not exactly sure what you're seeing. Oh, I can see it actually reflected. Sita, I don't think that tree is for you to eat. No, come on, friend. But it is doing, making, and being advent calendar, so each day has a different theme. My cat just walked on a candle. All is well. A reindeer fell down. Hey, sweetie, don't be silly. Okay, you okay? Yesterday was Santa Lucia. They talked about, I believe, Norway, Finland, somewhere north and dark. The books. So, yeah, it's very nice about setting an intention for the month. Different ideas for like making or going for a walk, savoring, smelling, sort of embodying the season. And I think for me, it's always just a little bit of an invitation to slow down. But all of that said, if you're here and watching and waiting to subscribe and comment, because everyone else I know know what is going on. You are at our Mandala Universities. My name is Cheryl. I lead typically second and fourth Sundays. So every day we gather at 8 o'clock here on the west coast of the U.S., 10 in the middle, 11 on the east coast, and then all the time zones all around the world. So there are people who join from all around the globe. And we draw mandalas. So in this context, a mandala is nothing but a circle. And then into the circle goes whatever is arising, feeling, taking shape, showing up for you right now, today. And the internal weather. And so we gather, we share, we ground, we hold space for each other, and then we move into maybe some meditation, and then finally we draw. And it's just 30 minutes, and it's every single day. And so if anyone would like to, I see some check-ins. So Carol is saying that Sita agrees. But this year, the little potted trees, they used to be rosemary, like that you would get from Trader Joe's. And this year they're lavender, and it's very compelling to Sita, and it's not a poisonous plant for her, but she would eat it, and it would, make her, get an upset tummy, so it has to live on the table. But if there's a chair pulled out of the table, she takes advantage of that. And Ms. M says, a sweet adventure calendar, and that is so sweet. Michelina saying Scandinavian Day. Yeah, it's, and it does have a Scandinavian background. And Claudia is saying hi, and then haha, Advent, how to embody the season is lovely. Michelina says chai is fogging her glasses. Kathy says checking in cozy, went adventuring to an estate sale yesterday, and we bought a beautiful new dining room table. Ooh, and it feels like it was made for the space. Oh, wow. That's exciting. I'm like looking forward to hopefully being awake on Friday, or I'll catch the replay. Will it already be ready to be seen? And Claudia is saying, hey, Michelina in the fog. We have fog and fog and fog today. Yeah, there's no view. And Amy is feeling rested. She slept in this morning, a rare thing for her. And Claudia is saying, checking in rested and accomplished, made a soup this morning for the week that is simmering away. Ooh, that sounds nice. Checking in sore but lighter from bodywork, says Laura. Oh, nice. Yeah, I'm echoing Michelina's words there. So it is about 8 minutes after 8. Michelina says feeling like staying under the heavy blanket all day. I wish I could stay under a heavy blanket all day. I went thrifting yesterday and found a great blazer. Foggy here too. Yeah, it's a banner day for thrifting and estate sales, and yay. Laura sent me a little snippet about, because we talk about time bending or shifting. Sometimes time goes really fast, sometimes it stretches. And it was a professor. Of course, I did not make note of their name or their university, but their prompt was for everything to pause. So whatever you're doing right now, I invite you to pause even before you stop doing it. So for me, I have my hands sort of tented in front of me. My toes are actually on the floor, but not my feet. I'm just noticing that. I'm actually leaning forward a little bit in the chair. So before I move, I'm just going to pause, noting all those things. And then I'm going to move. So I'm going to invite you also to move into a grounded position. So if you are sitting, you might want to think about how heavy can you make your seat, your sitting bones, your thighs. Can your feet touch the floor? Your spine. Can you find some breath to find space between the basket of the ribs and the bowl of the pelvis? And the heart lift up a little bit and let the wings slide down the back of the body, nestling in against the basket of the ribs. Let the back of the neck grow longer, and that's going to tuck your chin just a little bit towards your throat so that the crown can rise up, almost as if there's just a little tug right from what was your soft spot when you were a baby. And Now that you've found this posture, if you're lying down, you can just feel everything that's supporting you, letting the back of the body grow heavier, the top of the body grow lighter, maybe letting your breath create some length. And then if you're standing, of course, your feet are your feet. Find your feet in your feet. Ground your feet completely. And then maybe lift up your toes. Pause. And set them back down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And breathe. Let your breath grow long, full, steady. And the invitation is to find the pause between the inhale and the exhale. And to pause on empty before breathing in again. And I don't know what day 14, it is the 14th of December. Despite bringing these cards out year after year, I do not have them memorized. I think I've made it a point not to memorize them. And I'm going to just do that again because I'm going to pause. I'm going to reach for the cards. I'm going to feel the texture of the box, which actually the inks make feel a little different as the colors change. Or maybe it's my imagination, but I think they do have some texture. I'm going to set that back down and pause. Number 14 is there, so I'm going to lift that up and show it to you. I really need a sip of my tea, so I'm just going to really take my attention there. Wrapping my hand around the mug, feeling the warmth coming through. Fine bone china gift of Santa mug. Holding that. Savoring the scent of Constant Comment tea. Just deeply craving that the other day. It's something from my childhood. We used to drink it with a ton of sugar and milk. Sipping. Feeling that warmth slide down the body. Putting my cup back. Pausing. Breathing. And day 14. So we have the forest. And on the back of the forest, it says play. When do we stop playing? When we're told that there are more important things to do? What we're not told is that play is essential at any age. Approach the world with renewed curiosity today. Find playfulness and lightness in whatever you do. Let the child inside you have a say. Let it speak as loudly as it wants. I think that's an invitation to drop our indoor voices. I'm just going to read that again. This is play. When do we stop playing? When we're told that there are more important things to do? What we're not told is that play is essential at any age. Approach the world with renewed curiosity today. Find playfulness and lightness in whatever you do. Let the child inside you have a say. Let it speak as loudly as it wants. And then just as the words, some snowflakes. And as we're breathing, taking pauses, taking note, you might want to take one more really conscious, full breath. breathing all the way in, filling up bottom to top, pausing, and breathing out. Maybe that is the biggest breath of the morning, the longest exhale so far today. And with that, we can come to the page. So I'm noting that I'm reaching for my pencils. And once again, moving my feet up to their toes under the seat. And we often draw the circle, taking the breath with us. So breathing in, breathing out. Completing that circle. Oh, almost joined. Yeah, I have an egg this morning. I'm gonna go around a few more times. Maybe have a Christmas ornament. I don't know. I'm gonna be curious. What I'm curious is that there are, I think I have a squash. So far, I have a squash. Maybe it's Claudia's soup is manifesting. Let me go back and read the comments. Oh, and Michelino, who wants to stay under the blankets, can't stay under the blankets either. Big Quaker business day and a client session this evening. Well, it sounds fulfilling. At least full. Michelina says, I've been drinking it too. The constant comment, something my dad and I enjoyed together. Yeah, I think the ancestors are coming in a lot. I think, we're coming to the solstice, the longest night of the year here in the northern hemisphere. Traditions, either that we keep or we choose to not participate in. So it's a rich time. It can be a challenging time, both the weather, the darkness, the cold. Also just all those other things that come with the holidays. And Laura is planning to bundle up in snow gear and play in the fluffy snow today. Yay! Ms. Anna is saying that sounds so wonderful in a winter kind of way, Laura. And currently watching the starling birds drink snow. Oh. Carol is saying enjoy playing in the snow. And Claudia is saying, no squash, it is a lentil veggie soup. Listening to the birds too, lots of crows, and early a hawk that always talks in the morning. And it seems like a lot of our birds that migrate through have gone on. There's a time when the bushes are just so alive, and all the little LBBs, my auntie who was a birder would call them, but the little brown birds, she's like, I don't know what they are. She had quite a life list and traveled the world to look at birds, but the little brown birds, she's like, yeah, I don't know, little brown birds. But there are so many, and they have, just different songs and different chitter chatters, and in the park, in all the bushes, and out in Golden Gate Park, in the forests there. But it seems quieter, and their different little shapes and their little hats and things have shifted a lot. And so now we have just more sparrows and crows. We have a lot of hawks. We have Cooper's hawks, red-tailed hawks. Peregrines come through. I I may have seen a outlier sandhill crane the other day in Golden Gate Park. It looked so much like a great blue heron, GBH, but the coloring was wrong and its behavior was a bit different. And I haven't merlined it yet, so I don't think they come right here through the coast. They come down the Central Valley, so that's why I was like, I don't know. Definitely was not an egret. It could have maybe been a juvenile GBH. I don't know. Find out. More will be revealed, as is said. Actually, Claudia, I should send you a recipe that you might really enjoy. It's like fennel and leek and lentils and squash and yummy, interesting spices. It comes from someone who, I don't know if they cooked for or just worked out at Elderland's fabulous restaurant in Sunset. Worth the wait. You know, not so many places live up to, if you have to wait a long time, but they do. And if you time it right, sometimes you could just walk in, which is a gift. Actually, a gift that McLena shared with me a couple months ago. It was really fabulous. Yeah, so we have about 7 minutes left. And Claudia's saying, going to a choral concert this afternoon at a church. I'm used to chorals in the UK in very old churches, so not sure what to expect here, but will be nice to hear a choir. Yeah. Yum. Yeah, I actually have a little cookbook with that recipe. I will send it to you. I'll screenshot it. And Kathy is saying, my words, letting curiosity lead, greens and golds today. Oh, that sounds pretty. It's just making me, it seems seasonal. Definitely don't know what's going on with mine. Now we have, maybe it's a Christmas ornament. I don't know. It might be Cinderella's carriage. And Kathy says, love choral music, and old church definitely makes it even better. And McLena is saying, I give myself permission to play. Inspired by Kathy. We need some green in here. Yeah, I don't know where you are right now, Claudia, but there, I imagine, could be some really beautiful, older, colonial buildings. That would be quite beautiful. And I'm hoping for you that it's in one of those. And then I'm feeling my curiosity grow for, I'm wondering about the Unitarian Church here. It's a really gorgeous building. It's not, I don't know when it was built. But I don't believe it's super, super old, but it has presence and character, and it's just a stunningly beautiful space to be in. So maybe even new churches have something going on. And then Michelina's saying, deja vu, Claudia, did you do that a few weeks ago too? And Carol is saying, Michelina, I have a memory of you twirling in a chair at Tunnel Top Park. Definitely playing. Makes me smile. And Claudia's saying, the soup, Michelina, and Santa Barbara. Okay. I've been known to play, says Michelina. And saying to Claudia, I thought you recently went to a choral concert. Oh, the Requiem, yes. That was a great concert with symphony and choir. And then Michelina's saying yes. And Kathy was saying that she saw that Unitarian church when she was in San Francisco a few weeks ago, and it was definitely a presence. And Claudia's also saying that there is so much music in Santa Barbara. And Laura is saying, my words, do you want to build a snowman? I do. I do. I don't want to be cold, but I want to build a snowman. Maybe a snow bunny. I think I would build a snow bunny so the snowman can have a friend from the forest. I find this time of year I always want to not do whatever thing I'm supposed to be doing. Like lead this morning, like go in for my volunteer shift, like socialize, all the things. I'm just like, oh, I can't do it. I just can't. I don't have the capacity. I can't do it. And then I'm like, yeah, but I have to. And then I show up, and it's always so much better. But in this instance, it is because of all of you. So I'm grateful. Thank you. The energy shift from I don't know, feeling void to feeling spacious. And I have a friend in Portland who sings old choir music. Especially at this time of year, missing attending her concerts with this discussion. That's coming from Amy. Michelina is sending lots of white hearts and snowmen. Claudia is saying, Amy, I saw you were at Saguaro National Forest. And we have hit our 30 minutes. I want to thank you all for being here in this holiday time, this time that we, settle into the coziness, into the dark, into the play that can be there. Joy, connection, candlelight, tea, soup, choirs, community. So thank you all. Big love. Taking a pause in the big hug. Know that I am big hugging. And breathing out. And I will see you in the ethers. Bye now.